What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Halloween Horror Helpings. Today's episode is inspired by one of my favorite films, The Terminator. While most of the franchise leans action sci-fi, the original actually has a lot of elements of the slasher genre, boasting some of the most violent and graphic scenes, as well as the prototypical final girl and Sarah Connor. James Cameron himself discussed in an interview the inspiration for Terminator came from a nightmare he had of a chrome skeleton emerging from the fire. That scene would go on to epitomize the classic killer back from the dead trope. Cameron even said there's as much Michael Myers in the T-800 character as there is Roy Batty from Blade Runner or Gunslinger from Westworld. One of the most classic scenes in the franchise is when a busted, bloody Terminator removes his eyeball to reveal the bright red cyborg eye that would become the iconic imagery for all the following films. So today we're taking those bright red cyborg eyes and turning them into eyeball Jello shots. It's a super fun and simple recipe with few ingredients. It makes for a great Halloween party treat. Let's get it started. For our eyeballs, we'll be using canned lychee. Make sure you get the ones canned in syrup and make sure they are refrigerated beforehand. Strain the lychee in a bowl, preserving the syrup. Pour the lychee in a blender, add a quarter cup of the syrup, then blend it to a pulp.
You're a terminated fucker.
Pour the blended lychee onto a cheesecloth and bowl. You can use a fine mesh strainer as well, but I like the cheesecloth because it helps squeeze out as much juice as possible. Add in 1 packet of powdered gelatin, set it aside and let it bloom for at least 5 minutes. Add 1 cup of raspberry lemonade to a saucepan on low heat. Whisk occasionally so it doesn't burn. Bring it to a simmer. Now pour it into our lychee gelatin mixture. Add 3/4 of a cup of vodka. Add in half a teaspoon or enough of red food coloring to get your desired color. Transfer the mixture to a beaker or pitcher. Now we'll strain our second can of lychee. Fill the cups about 1 inch high. We're just setting a base here for our eyeballs to sit in. Set the cups in the fridge and let it cool for about an hour. While that's resting, we'll assemble our eyeballs. Simply add raspberries inside the lychee. Don't worry if the raspberry doesn't fit in all the way. I think it adds a much better effect with the raspberry sticking out. Once the eyeballs are finished, set it aside and let's get our blood syrup mixture going. Add 1 cup of our lychee syrup to a saucepan on low. Add a slurry mixture consisting of 1 tablespoon water and 1 tablespoon cornstarch. Bring the mixture to a simmer and let it thicken. We want it thick enough so it coats the back of a spoon. Add in half a teaspoon or enough red food coloring to get your desired color. Keep in mind the syrup will continue to thicken when it cools down. If it thickens too much, just add in more of our reserved lychee syrup. After the Jello base has rested for an hour, we're going to add in the eyeballs back in the cups. Now fill each cup with the reserved Jello liquid just enough so the eyeball is sticking out. Now you can set them in the fridge, walk away.
I'll be back.
After at least 4 hours, the Jello should be set. On the final step, drizzle our blood syrup on each cup. I love the sheen and texture of the syrup. It gives it a really creepy effect. And with that final touch, our treat is ready. And there you have it, the Terminator eyeball Jello shots. Cheers. Super refreshing and tasty. I love the sweetness that you're getting from the lychee and the tartness from the raspberry and lemonade. Really balance it out. Just the perfect amount of alcohol in it. Most importantly, I think it pays great homage to the Terminator films. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then, happy Halloween.